Hi Virgo, welcome to your second week of November reading. This is going to be for career as well as love. I'm going to be starting out with love after I do like maybe around a 4-minute intro to what's going on in the sky, and I'm going to timestamp for career. Excuse me. So let's get into things. I hope you guys are doing well today. It's all about Mercury this week, and I feel like Virgo, you and Gemini, you guys are both ruled by Mercury rather. And it's very interesting because Mercury is entering Scorpio on the 10th into the 11th in your third house. And we also have the new moon on the 14th in Scorpio entering in your third house. And the third house is the house of Gemini, which is also ruled by Mercury, right? You and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury. And it's just interesting that Gemini has Mercury in the sixth house, which is you guys, right? You guys are the sixth house energy. So I just feel like wherever your Virgo and your Gemini energy is in your chart, there is crazy thinking going on here, deep communication, lots of stuff going on. That third house, Virgo, I mean, you guys are going to be, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. The modern ruler is Pluto. So it's all about transformation. You're going to be thinking about making changes in your life. You're going to be talking about making changes in your life. You're going to be doing research, right? Because third house is the house of the student, and it's about any information that's transmitted, be it online or through books or anything like that. You're going to be looking into things. You're going to be online really trying to, some of you, third house is also your neighborhood. You might be online looking for a new place to live, online looking for something new to study. Anything that online energy could bring. Also, lots of thinking about maybe stuff with your siblings, because third house is siblings. And we have all of this mercurial energy there with Scorpio, and Scorpio is all about digging up. So you're going to be digging up stuff from the past, and it's going to be inciting change for you right now. So that's what's going on in that area. Now, on the 12th, we have Jupiter conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, and that's happening in your fifth house. I actually love this for you guys. The fifth house is a great house. It's the house of fun. Leo's the landlord, ruled by the sun, and it rules romance, it rules creativity, it rules children, how you connect with a partner on a Monday through Sunday. It has to do with things that you love to do. So any sort of entrepreneurial activity, any hobby, it rules gambling, anything like that where, you're inciting something, right? It's very much a me-based house. So we have Jupiter conjunct Pluto in Capricorn there. What does that mean? And to be conjunct means to work on integrating. So Jupiter, which is all about luck and expansion, is going to be looking to integrate this energy of transformation. It's going to be looking to bring these ideas together in your fifth house, right? So for some of you, great energy entering a beautiful time where if you wanted to start a family, if you wanted to adopt, if you wanted to start your own business, if you wanted to work on that creative endeavor, if you're looking to fall in love, if you're looking to meet somebody, right? Because again, fifth house is the falling in love and lovers kind of energy. Seventh house is more that serious relationship. But it could also be working on how you and your partner, even if you've been together for 50 years, how you guys connect on a day-to-day experience. So the fact that we're going to have this beautiful integration of energies, I really like this for you there. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention is we do have Mars stationing direct in Aries, and this is going to be happening in your 8th house. So I really feel like for a lot of you, this truly is, for those of you who are in long-term relationships, this could certainly be a time where you and your partner find each other again, where you guys start to figure things out. Because the 8th house, everything I just mentioned, we know you're going to be communicating. We know you're going to be doing some deep, serious, conversing, pulling stuff up to look at, right? I already discussed the 5th house. Some of you are really going to be making changes on how you really connect with your partner. But with the 8th house energy, it's very much a we energy. So the 8th house has to do with your partner's money, how you and your partner connect as far as how you guys work your life. Who pays for what? It's the joining of your money and your partner's money. Your communication skills, their communication skills. Intimacy together. The 8th house also rules the stock market. It rules insurance payouts. It rules inheritance. Any kind of payoff from investments. There's a lot of energy that's going to finally be moving forward in this area for you guys, Virgo, because Mars has been retrograde. So and Mars is that warrior planet. It's like, come on, let's go, let's do this. Let's, you know, and I want you to think about like the fact that Mars is the tower energy, right, in tarot. Mars's job is to sort of pull us off the path that we're not really ultimately meant to be on and bring us onto the path that we are, and just to pull off those rose-colored glasses and make us look at the red flags and say, hey, guess what? Something here has reached its expiration date. It's time to adjust. So we've been going through the hard work of that with the Mercury retrograde, and now that it's going to be stationing direct, the culmination of something is going to be rising to the surface for us to look at in these 8th house energies. So we're going to be made to look at, how do we share resources? How do we communicate? What's the intimacy like? And we're going to be pushed to look at this idea of, we need to incite this settlement. We need to take care of whatever legal issue is at play here. For a lot of you, this could even be coming to terms with something within a business connection as well. You know, and again, that 5th house energy as well that I mentioned before, that could have to do with, you know, having your own business, some sort of entrepreneurial activity. So you might have a business partner where you guys are figuring things out. So I just feel like it's a figuring things out kind of energy, if that makes sense. Lots of talking though. Lots of talk, and the discussion is finally going to start being a little more clear than it's been. So let's get into the relationship section of the read. We're going to be using some Island Time Wellness, and the Sword and Rose is the first card I pulled. Then we have Seduction. We have Phoenix. We have Love. We have Wedding Rings. Okay. I think, who did I feel like Libra got like the reverse of this. So if you're dealing with the Libra energy. Anyway, we have the Sword and the Rose, which is all about something coming to light, clarity, truth, revelation. And then we have this idea of seduction. So seduction could be a couple of things, guys. I don't want you to run to like the negative energy here. It could be one of them or all of them. This is about attention, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. You could be seductive, though, within a long-term healthy relationship as you guys are trying to find each other again, which is where it's like, you know what, why don't we do like a good old-fashioned date night? Or maybe you're starting to flirt with each other again, where you're realizing that you're attracted to each other. So that is the positive manifestation of. The negative one could certainly be revelation coming to light, this revelation coming to light that somebody has been entertaining another energy. Okay, so for some of you, you might be in a space where you're realizing that somebody you were with was unfaithful, and you're taking it upon yourself to end things so that you could start a new phase and look for real unconditional love with somebody who is looking to have a real solid commitment. For others of you, it's this revelation coming to light where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my partner and I wasted all this time, you know, whatever, arguing or not being more productive in our relationship, and sort of trying to find each other again and rekindling that and growing and transforming your relationship. And it really is about loving yourself in a way that incites unconditional love for each other, you know, and then we have the wedding rings as this final energetic outcome, which is really beautiful. But either way, Virgo, I see this being a really beautiful culmination, and the common denominator in whatever situation we want to interpret, whether it's that you are single, whether it's that you are in a long-term relationship or in a weird space, there is this idea of change in the center. The Phoenix does indicate a new phase, from rekindling for many of you, renewing, transforming, growth, also changing the mind. So you could have a change of mind when it comes to relationship. Maybe you thought you wanted to leave a relationship and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I really love this person. Or you're getting to this point where it's like, what am I doing in this? It's time for me to like put this in the rearview mirror and move forward with my life. But however we cut it, there's change here. There's change. So we're going to do a past, present, near future, final outcome energy. Excuse me, I know I did, let's use the Chakra Tower. I did the Celtic cross spread, I do believe, last time, so we change it up, So we'll pull 4 cards for each section, and then we'll pull a few heart oracles. Let's see what we have for the recent oh, hello, Tower. Okay, good. I like the Five of Cups. Some of these reversals are way better in the reverse, guys, believe me. So we have the Tower working with the Queen of Cups. Tower is, you know, an abrupt change, you know, upheaval. A lot of times, though, guys, this can be very internal, as I always say. This could be literally the ending of a relationship, with the ending of how something was. This could also be internal, where you're realizing, I can't keep thinking about relationship in that way anymore. I have to change the way I view relationship, to change the way I view partnership, and what it is maybe, you know, that you want, actually, in relationship from someone. You might be changing what it is that you're realizing matters to you. You know, that could definitely be a Tower energy. But yeah, but it's always the result of some sort of like upsetting thing happening, where it kind of shakes up, you know, shakes up the ground a little bit. And you see what's left standing there, right? Because we have this Queen of Cups energy, very nurturing energy, healing and supportive. So you may be just surrounded by people who are very, very supportive right now. This was in the recent past, rather, where something ended, and you had a beautiful circle of support surrounding you. For some of you, for others of you, this could be you met somebody new, somebody who was very nurturing, very healing, very supportive. We have this working with the Princess of Cups in reverse. So this is about immaturity and something ending, right? There being this breakup, this unrealistic expectation that was going on with some energy in the past. And we have this working with the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins indicates somebody who's just very stubborn, who just very, very stubborn and can be very lazy, where they just don't show up in the relationship. And something is just not working. Maybe they're not working, or they're not working they weren't working in the relationship. Whatever it was just like they weren't showing up or giving in the way that they really needed to give. This is in the recent past. Yeah. Level of immaturity, doesn't matter how old they are, doesn't matter how successful they are. We're talking about relationship, so we're talking more about EQ, right? Emotional intelligence here. So we have now, in the current situation, we have the Moon reverse, always better in the reverse here. And then we have Temperance reverse. So Temperance reverse indicates it's just very disruptive energy, some sort of chaos, feeling chaotic inside, feeling out of control, having to do with relationships. So you may feel like there's some sort of element of relationship, either with somebody that you're with, somebody you were with, or out of your energy field. If you're single, you might just be feeling like, you know, things are just very chaotic right now, and you don't really have control over exactly what it is that's going on, right? And it's really bothering you, because some sort of clarity is coming. There's some sort of truth coming out. Clarity, truth is revealed. Some of you may be having messages come to you in your dreams. It's very heavy energy here like that, but I know a lot of you don't remember your dreams, so that's just for some of you. But regardless, there's this clarity that's happening, and this truth is being revealed, and this truth being revealed is very, very disruptive. It can be very, very chaotic. Again, feeling like something is just not even within your control, Virgo. So it's almost like you almost have to sit back and just look at something and sort of watch, right? But at the same time, we have this 10 of Coins with the 6 of Wands. Wow. You know, Virgos out there that are dealing with maybe releasing an energy, and you have another energy there. Maybe you were with someone and then you went with somebody else, and now you're back with somebody, or you were with somebody and now you're ending something and you're with somebody new. 10 of Coins is a nice energy. It really is. This is like, will you marry me? Let's buy a house. But there's this idea of family. I was trying to think of how I wanted to say it, the way I'm getting it. This is the idea of focusing on the idea of legacy, right? So what does that mean? That means like you being with somebody where you're thinking about building a family, having a home, getting together, joining families, right? Maybe if you guys are on the older side, maybe you weren't thinking about joining families, having this future, having a home, maybe having a business with them, right? 10 of Coins does have this element, though, of, you guys are together. It's a deepening of commitment. It's a deepening of connection, right? Because it's what Pentacle energy is. But it's also, it's the totality of that, right? And what that means in the big picture, very much a big picture energy. And the Six of Wands is beautiful. I mean, this is about being victorious in the relationship. And what does that mean? Peace. And it also means being respected, respecting your partner, and finally ending up in a space that you've been really searching for on a soul level with someone. So I feel like it's like, might be a little upside down in the energy right now, Virgo. I don't know. Now, for some of you, you may be very focused on this, getting married and having this success and peace. For some of you, that's where your sights are set. That's where your temperature is set at, right? But you're dealing with this chaotic energy right now. So for some of you, if that's your situation, that could be very frustrating right now for you. We have this in the near future. We have this with the Five of Coins, and this can definitely be, for some of you, can quite literally be coin money, right? Which indicates money. So for some of you, can have a little bit of a poverty mindset right now. Concerns about some sort of financial loss in some way. Some of you just might be feeling worried, feeling isolated in the near future. But this is more of a mindset rather than reality. So for some of you, you might be feeling like really worried about money in the near future, but it might not be as bad as you think it is. That's the thing with the Five of Coins. You might be really worried about something, but it's actually not as bad as you think it is. And then we have this working with the Death energy, which is about big changes coming in. It's time to move on. It's time to transform something, Virgo. It's time to transform something in relationship. We have this working with the Two of Swords reverse, and you see you're going to be confused. There's going to be a level of indecision. You're almost going to feel like you have information overload, and you know you need to make a compromise somewhere, a decision, but it's like, I'm not sure what to do, right? This Two of Swords energy is Moon in Libra. Moon is I feel inside, not talking to anybody. And Libra rules the 7th house of partnership. So you may be in this space of confusion having to do with partnership. Then we have this working with the Queen of Wands energy, which is you at the end of the day, feeling very confident, very self-assured in something, or this is an energy that you're meeting. You're meeting somebody who's really passionate, who's very motivated to be in the relationship, who feels very confident about the relationship, who feels very self-assured in you guys being okay. Meanwhile, you might be a little scared as you're going through the transformation, is what I'm seeing here. Now, as the final outcome energy, we have the Four of Coins and the Six of Cups reverse. What's going on here? Because this indicates living in the past. This indicates having unrealistic expectations and even being a little naive when it comes to something within relationship. Now, because this is a relationship read, the energy can always be enmeshed. So, most of you know that. Whatever I say could go for you or your partner. Most of you say that, but I feel like I need to say it anyway. And whatever's happening here, though, right, the Six of Cups, this living in the past, this unrealistic expectation, this not able to let an idea go, right, that you formulated in your mind that you thought you needed, but you're going through all of this change right now. But the thing is, I feel like you're going to be super focused on protecting yourself. It's really focused on protecting yourself, having a very strong desire for long-term security. And because of that, there's this protection. And it could be because of something that you've gone through in the past with this person, for sure. And then we have this with the Five of Cups energy in the reverse. This is about forgiveness. This is about moving on from something that was bothering you in the past. Okay, good. I should have looked at this first. So I feel like you're going to be moving on from some sort of unrealistic expectation. This makes more sense, having to do with the astrology. An unrealistic expectation that you've had concerning how things have needed to be, right? And this is all about hope returning here, right? It's hope returning, because we have this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And again, this is this idea of things being out of your control and being stuck in a rut, right? Just being stuck in a rut. Now, for some of you, you guys are going to be realizing, you know what? This whole thing, this whole relationship has been a bad jam for me. It's been bad luck. Things have been out of my control. I feel stuck in a rut, and it's time for me to just move on, forgive, so that I can have this new tomorrow, right? And as you're doing that, and as you're making the changes, you're definitely holding your heart close. You might even be holding your wallet close. Just being very cautious and very, very careful, right? Because something isn't working out. Others of you, you're realizing that you've made some challenging decisions in the past, or decisions that have created challenging circumstances in your today, and you're making the decision to leave that behind. You're making the decision to move on, to forgive, you know, and just allow hope to return, allow the recovery, right? And focus on perhaps a much healthier connection that you have. So here we say this is the final outcome of all of this, right? I do see you guys moving on from something, but there being forgiveness and hope returning. So for those of you in a long-term relationship and you guys aren't going anywhere, I do see you guys ending a not so great cycle, right? And they're just being forgiveness and hope returning, and you guys finding each other again. Others of you are going to be making the decision to leave. But no matter how we're cutting it, there is definitely the ending of something, because it wasn't working in the way that it was, and it's welcoming in the new, which is really nice. Yeah, definitely like the middle of November is just going to be bringing much like nicer energy for sure. For everyone. I like this Jupiter conjunction with Pluto, because it's like, trying to move things forward. Finally, they can move. But not yet, though, right? Like I said, you know, when any planet stations direct, when you hear something's going direct, think about 2 weeks after that as it being like the good gifts of it. Because it gets very emotional when it goes direct, and then it takes, you know, anywhere from around 2 weeks, let's just say that, for it to come out of post shadow. All right, let's get into career, money, career. So this doesn't have to only be for career, Virgo. This could be any way that you make money. This could even be through some sort of family connection, some sort of payout. Maybe you have a lawsuit going on, investments, anything like that. We have the lilies, we have the clouds, and then the sun. We have the mask. We have the tower. Tower is much more positive in the Lenormand. Oh, good. We have the anchor. Well, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. We have the lilies, which indicates you're getting some information coming in from either an elder in your life, somebody who's very wise, somebody who loves you unconditionally. The lilies typically for me means a message from the other side, someone who's passed, a parent, you know, a friend, you know, it doesn't matter, but there's this idea that's coming to you, Virgo. Okay, first of all, I know a lot of you guys are feeling this echoing, this calling to something, this call to make a change, but it almost feels like it's like 4 blocks away, where you could see it, but you don't really know. It's not crystallized yet. And this is a message for me that you are going to be getting. You're going to be struggling to crystallize something that you want to move into, whether it's your own business, whether it's a new approach to something, a new strategy in something. There's this echoing that's, you can't ignore it anymore. It's like a very, like, you know, it's a very, I was going to say, it's a very like inconjunct energy where you can't ignore it. You have to make a change, but it's not crystallized. And that's going to be the challenge. But it's like this message is coming into you through different channels, through your dreams, through through dreams, through serendipitous circumstances, flooding memories coming back. It's just things of smells, repeating numbers, TV shows, movies, songs, anything like that that's just going to incite, and it's going to be a challenge, but the beautiful part is on the other side. Now, when we have the mask energy, the mask means that you're acting one way on the outside and feeling another way on the inside. Now, for some of you, you might be dealing with the mask energy where they're saying one thing to you and they're intending another, but I feel like more than anything, Virgo, I do feel like this is you, where you're sort of acting the part for the moment while you get your ducks in a row and while things crystallize as far as where it is that you want to go. But what I like is that you have support. The Tower does indicate getting the support that you need. So for some of you, the Tower can indicate a bank giving you a loan. For some of you, this can indicate an investor coming in. It's that kind of support. A company hiring you. Any sort of big corporation hiring you, or this could just be you have energetic support that's going to incite a solid foundation, anchor. It's going to anchor you into something, but you're being called to do something different right now. But when we get the mask with these energies, like, don't quit something right away. Try not to quit something right away. If you can hang in it for another bit, it's going to benefit you while you figure things out and you crystallize. Figure out what it is that you need to do. What do you need to get in order? How do you need to make that thing, happen? Okay, Knight of Pentacles, patience, God, okay. Okay, final outcome of all of this. Five of Pentacles, again, very mental energy. Okay, good. I like the Seven of Cups. I like the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Emperor in reverse. Okay. Oh. Did I pull? Oh, I pulled two cards for those. All right, let me go backwards here. Let's go backwards here. Okay. So we have the Knight of Pentacles working with the Two of Wands reverse. Two of Wands means something in the recent past, rather, something fell through. Something was falling apart. If it didn't fall through yet, in the recent past, it started to fall apart. And you started to realize, Virgo, that you were just thinking very, very small for yourself. You were thinking very small. And the Knight of Pentacles is you're just very reliable, very patient, very hardworking. That's Virgo. Everybody wants a Virgo employee. Because you guys are the problem solvers of the zodiac. You come in and you just solve problems. It's like this incredible ability to look at things in a different and deeper way than others. So yeah, so I do feel like something fell through, but here you are trying to be patient, which is really good because we have this good information coming in, this great news. Eight of Wands is fabulous. This is news coming in, good news coming in that's going to incite change for you, having to do with how you make money, something to do with career, you finding out about a lawsuit, you finding out about a payout, some sort of investment, some sort of news is coming in. But we have this working with the Star in reverse, which does indicate some sort of sense of arrogance here, an inability to grow something. This could also indicate struggling with depression. This could also indicate some sort of illness. This could also indicate something having been ignored in the past. So maybe somebody's sick, and this has to do with, some sort of, I never read for death. I never do that, right? But the Star reverse can indicate an illness, right? So if there's an illness coming in, this could indicate there being some sort of inheritance situation going on. This could indicate the ending of something as it was because it just wasn't growing That's going to be indicated. Because remember, the star is Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is all about the future. So in the reverse, it's like something not working. And having that work with the Two of Wands indicates something falling apart, you know, because it just wasn't growing. You weren't growing in it, Virgo. You were not growing in it. And you knew it. You knew it. You stopped not acknowledging that, and you just started to realize, you know what, I can't keep doing this anymore, because you feel like almost like you took something as far as it could go. And then we have right now, we have the Strength energy with the Nine of Swords reverse. Very nice. I like this a lot. Nine of Swords reverse, it's indicative of like recovery from something. You're healing from something. You taking a minute to rest, you taking a minute to recover from something, something that's been tormenting your soul, right? Having to do with money, something within your career. Again, this could have to do with however it is you make money. Maybe you make money, maybe you get your money from your spouse or some sort of family connection, something like that. But what I like about this is like the hardest part is over, and now there's some sort of healing that's going to be going on having to do with this. And working with the Strength energy, which is a Leo energy, this is about self-love, unconditional love, having self-respect, right? Being really brave when it comes to something having to do with your career, having the courage to sort of venture off on your own, because, you know, remember the Strength being Leo. Leo's that fifth house of creativity. And that's always the first house they look at if somebody's thinking about opening up their own business, is that fifth house energy. You know, how it is the ability to take something that you feel passionate about and create something with it, right? So I do like that. You're very focused on your creativity. You're focused on doing something where you really respect yourself being in it, and you really wanting to get that self-respect, right? No question. Now we have this working with the Hangman reverse. This is about selfishness, right? This could also indicate you feeling a bit like a victim of a situation. Now this doesn't mean like doesn't have to be like a woe is me kind of energy, but like realizing that you might be the victim of a situation within something within the economy, or something within an area or a sector of something, right? You know, I mean, like, I'll give you like an obvious example of this would be like, if you're in the entertainment industry right now, this is a bit of a tough go, huh? I mean, even if you've gone through the training and you started getting jobs, it's like, you know, that industry is just not up and going yet. So it's like, how do you know, what goes on here now? So you could feel like a kind of victimized because of what's gone on in the industry, or where cutbacks had to happen or something like that. So that's how it's going to resonate for some of you. Others of you, you may be realizing that you're just sick and tired of dealing with other people being self-absorbed, and there's a healthy dose of selfishness that's going on right now for you. You're just like, you know what, like, no, I realize like I deserve more, and so there's nothing wrong with that kind of energy as well. Yeah. And we have this working with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which is about giving up. Now you could be dealing with an energy that's just also just very lazy, or you might be feeling like, you know, there's this saying, you know, it's like shoveling poop against the tide, right? It's like, what's the point to this? Like working with no reward. So you may just feel like I'm spinning my wheels in this. I'm ending up in the same space, but I'm not ending up any further along, you know? So this may be this idea of you feeling rather apathetic about it. You know, it could be that, or you could just feel this unbelievable level of stagnation within your career, and you're just like really in the space of giving up the way you've been doing it, because you're really focused on feeling good about whatever it is that you're in. And at Virgo, I just feel like you're not feeling good about whatever it is that you're in right now, for whatever reason. And we have in the near future, we have the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups energy. Okay. Four of Cups energy is, again, what did I just say? Feeling apathetic, right? Feeling unfulfilled. You're just not feeling fulfilled, right, in the near future. And we have this working with the Page of Wands, which is like, woohoo, let's go, you know, let's start something new. Let's start a new creative idea. Let's start a new business. Let me start a new path. Let me just focus my sights in a different direction. Even if it just means the slightest little change in angle, it's going to make a huge difference. It's going to make a huge difference. We have this working with the fabulous Ten of Cups and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So I like this. The Nine of Wands in reverse is indicating, like, you know, having faith. Having faith. Really. You know, isolation ending in some way. Maybe you've been feeling rather isolated in your job, in your career, feeling rather alone. And you enter into this space of defensiveness where it's like, either to yourself or to other people saying, no, but you know what? Like, I'm doing this job and I want more for myself. I don't want to stay here. And you might have a spouse, or you might have a family member, or you might have a good friend who's saying, yeah, but Virgo, like, you can't just leave this thing, like all the years that you put into it, or wait, you're making money. Why are you going to stop doing that? Or, you know, anything like that. And you're like, because I'm not happy, right? Defending yourself like that kind of thing. And you might even be in a space where you're feeling that, and this is the thing, almost like a paranoia, but there's something a little deeper going on. For those of you who would resonate with it like this, where you're struggling because you feel like, you know what, I'm making decent money doing this. You know, on paper it looks good. Why am I being called to go in this other direction? And you might almost be feeling paranoid about how your friends and family might react to your decision to make some sort of change. So you might be, you know what I mean? There might be like a little bit of projection. That's part of the human condition. It's not a big deal. But just know, if you're feeling this way, it's just the energy that's going on. But then we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, so the Ten of Cups does mean that ultimately this is going to work out for you. Ultimately, there is going to be a deepening of connecting with whatever it is that you're doing. There's going to be this deepening of you feeling like you're doing the right thing. But I do vibe, though, that there can be a little bit of family conflict involved with this, but I see that, you know, it going okay. Yeah, I feel like there is going to be a little bit of trying to get other people on board with you, or you even getting on board with yourself. Does that make sense? And we have this Five of Pentacles energy as the final outcome, and I just feel like you're going to be in this space of worry. You could be experiencing financial loss. You can be, but this is also very much a poverty mindset, where even if you're okay with money, you're just going to be very, very concerned about things working out financially for you. But we have this working with the Two of Pentacles, which indicates you having two choices to make. You're needing to weigh many options, and you're in a space of multitasking while you're feeling all of these things, okay? We have this working with the Emperor energy and the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups in reverse, let's talk about this first, this clarity here. The illusion of something ends, right? And there's a sense there's a restoration of sense and truth and what feels right to you. And you're not, and what's interesting is you're going to feel it when this happens to you. All of a sudden this veil is going to be lifted. You're just going to be like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing, right? We have this working with the Emperor reverse energy. This indicates immaturity, problems with power. So this could be a boss, a lawyer, so, you know, somebody who's in charge, but somebody who's just like a little bit of a hot mess, who has a big nasty ego. This could also indicate, though, poor planning, and this level of immaturity regarding something. So Virgo, I don't know. I don't feel like that would be you, because you guys are so critical, you know, in a good way. You just pay attention to all the minutiae of something. So I feel like this Emperor reverse is an energy that you're dealing with. So this could even be like, you know, a partner, a friend, a family member who's rather immature about your decision to stop doing something because they somehow view it as somehow impacting them, if that makes sense, right? Like, let's say if you're going to take a job that's ultimately going to bring you less money initially, they might be worried about their own, you know, financial status. But the Emperor reverse does mean immaturity, right? And poor planning and nasty ego kind of nonsense going on. You know, it is the energy of like the narcissistic tendencies anyway. So however that will play out for you as the final outcome, you're going to be dealing with that energy, but at the same time, you're going to be finally having a restored sense of self. You're going to be in this space where you have options and you're going to be making them. And I feel like you're going to do it. You know, you are going to do it because you're going to be very focused on your anchor energy, right? What's going to make you feel anchored in your life. And at the end of the day, that's what you have to focus on, you know? You can't just focus on just money. And you also can't focus on just doing something that just makes you happy if it doesn't bring in money that you may need. So we have second house of resources, convenient, and then we have Neptune, so you're not clear about what's going on with your resources. And we have Pisces, which is Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Pisces is the 12th house of the deep unconscious. It's the house of self-undoing, but it's also where our dreams hang out. And you just may not be sure, what is that vision that's a few blocks away? I'm trying to crystallize it. I just can't see. But whatever it is, it's definitely connected to that second house of things that you value. So it's not only money, it's also the roof over your head. It's all of that. It's the food you put in your mouth. So you're being very concerned about that right now, right? For yourself, for your family. But you're just not feeling 100% sure. You feel the change is necessary, but you're not sure what's on the other side of it. And we have the semi-sextile allowing, right? So this is about giving, you know, really having hope in something that's going to end up inciting some sort of reward or some sort of compensation, which is a great energy to have. Semi-sextile is good. It's very encouraging. Something is going to be happening that you're going to feel very encouraged when you're in that space of needing to make the decision. Oh, this guy just flipped, so why don't we take him? Aquarius, I know. Aquarius is all about the future, ruled by Uranus. You might be doing something online. Uranus rules technology, dealing with foreign cultures, foreign lands, anything to do with this, you know, it would be the internet technology. You could be dealing with some sort of humanitarian effort as well would be indicated there. Also starting your own business, but being Aquarius is 11th house, and 11th house is where our goals and our wishes hang out. So you're going to be very, very focused on your goals and your wishes and where you see yourself going, especially like mid-month of this November, because you feel the shift, but you're not sure what's on the other side of it. So if you're feeling that, you know, just let it go. And just understand things are going to start not unraveling, but revealing themselves. Unraveling sounds negative. Revealing itself to you. All right, my friends, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thanks so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye.